Africa, c'est bon.
Yeah, we are one family. We are gonna make it together. Let's go. Let's come together. Let's come together. Just as one. Let's move together. Let's move together. Just as one.
At the end of January 2016, the Webster dorm received the first Café ImmiCo breakfast of the year. At Café ImmiCo, over an hour-long breakfast cooked by an ethnic chef, migrant entrepreneurs along with mentors and professionals exchange opinions, search for strategic partners and support structures. This first Café ImmiCo of the year was opened by a great range of actors, notably by Ludovic Gatzig from the Austrian Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to welcome you today to Café ImmiCo. This is the first time we do such a café, such a bootstrappers breakfast. I think it's good to mention that we don't have a political discussion about refugees here, but we have migration and integration as a topic. I think this is very useful to discuss it like that, because we know that migration is one of the best resources for entrepreneurial spirit. When we compare it to Silicon Valley, it's about 80% there who found a company there who are migrants. And this is the kind of intercultural exchange, the kind of really, I would say it's something tolerant. Yeah, tolerance is one of the best resources for new things. I would say even Silicon Valley is the world capital of tolerance. I would call it like that. And like Richard Florida about 100 years ago told us, what we need for entrepreneurs, it's technology, talent, and tolerance.
It's a great pleasure for Webster University to host this event. As a starting, I hope we will have follow-up events in the course of this year. To welcome young entrepreneurs in our student residence. Diversity is in our DNA, if you wish. It's really the single most important feature, maybe, entrepreneurship and diversity. And I'm perfectly in accordance with what Ludovic Gatzig said about migration, maybe as the single most important driver for entrepreneurship, if it's dealt with and managed in a way where we can learn a lot from the examples you gave. Just one word. Developing entrepreneurial skills is a major priority for Webster University. We have just introduced another certificate for entrepreneurship this year in order to promote the awareness, to thinking among students about real-world skills to become successfully self-employed. Those being invited here, you all have great ideas. Hopefully your participation in the Café ImmiCo will start to developing the network and finding the answers to be successful as entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
I'm from EPCO. It's called the Center of Microenterprise in Vienna. EPCO is the merger of the two German words, one-person enterprise and small business enterprises. We try to establish services for this target group. For example, two services we run at the moment. It's called Picture On. It's together with Digilight, advertising company on train station, a digital TV. They have digital TV advertisings. There every day, 7 days a week, one enterprise will be represented. It's a amount of €1,000 which get the enterprises in, and they have advertising whole the Austrian area.
When I was asked, I think it was 3 months ago by Ludovic Gatzig to support the initiative, I didn't hesitate a second, because I'm absolutely convinced that all efforts spent on the initiative will really pay off. For Austria Wirtschaftsservice, the value is at least twofold. First of all, it's a startup initiative, and Austria Wirtschaftsservice, we are a governmental-owned promotional bank to support the Austrian economy, especially to strengthen the innovation power of Austria, and therefore startups are in our main focus.
Let's come together. Let's come together. Just as one.
Eddie and I are calling this now the immipreneurs. So I hope we can coin maybe a new term this morning. But Ahmed, I want to thank you especially for the invitation. You know, this is one of my very favorite subjects to speak about and to listen in Austria. And I'd also like to commend you for the work that you've been doing. So for most migrants or first-generation residents, entrepreneurship is not about improving the economy necessarily, not at the outset, or contributing to international development. It is often about putting food on the table. It's about self-expression, or proving to yourselves, to themselves, that they can and will succeed in a new environment. It meant that I could start out with an idea and little else. And with the help of family, with the help of friends, and the support of a great community, creating not only something, but something valuable, and more importantly, something very meaningful. There is no doubt in my mind that our immigrant roots are directly related to our willingness to take chances, to see a brighter future, and then to go and build it. Therefore, it comes as no surprise to me that many great startups were founded by at least one immigrant. Immigrants succeed because it takes the right mindset to be an entrepreneur. It takes someone who is comfortable with risk, who can see the costs and weigh them against the benefits of both success and failure. But most importantly, it takes someone willing to start, to make a change, and to give an idea everything that they have. Whether entrepreneurs of opportunity or necessity, immigrants often exemplify the tenacity and the versatility of the human spirit, making them the ideal entrepreneur. In return, entrepreneurship is access. It is meaningful work. It is respect. It is the promise of a better future. Entrepreneurship is new jobs, new wealth, and new possibilities. As entrepreneurs, we design our own destiny and we tell our own story. But along the way, we create jobs, we provide the opportunity, and we engineer better governance. By embracing our values, we show the world their meaning. And we do so in the context of the people who use our products and use our services.
We found out by investing into companies and by mentoring them, it was not good enough. We were lacking specialization. There were issues which were being faced by the entrepreneurs which we could not solve. Coming back, the issues that we found in a very group manner, I can classify it as in two. One is internal issues where they would be needing, and we'll be doing a little bit mock-up, if I can say, but these are real issues. I have brought 3 entrepreneurs. So they will be talking about what problems they are facing and where the entrepreneurs are going to be helping. So you'll be seeing in the second half of that. Not only the problems, or I use the word issues, but also we find by talking to few of the entrepreneurs that it's not only the issues, but it's also some kind of skills which needs to be taken care of. So the other aspect of not only consulting is we try to help in developing these skills also, be it on academic side. So this is what I call the internal issues with the entrepreneurs. There's more significant issue where I need help of the good ambassadors I'm sitting over here. These are the, if I can call, policy-oriented issues. We do not want to basically solve the issues which are relating to the policies, but we want to make aware that by certain policies, there are certain things which needs to be improved. And this is where I take this opportunity of using Ludo and Ambassador herself in contacting the policymakers and putting our wishes forward so that they are aware that we have a good ecosystem, but these are the things which we should be looking at. So this is the second aspect of Café ImmiCo. What we are trying to do is that we're going to have 6 sessions where we're going to invite 3 entrepreneurs, 1 from technology and innovation and 2 from old economy. And they are going to talk about the issues. Between two ImmiCos, that's about 2 months' time, they're going to go and discuss with the entrepreneur, with the consultants, which we have VP Pirata pool, and we will tackle one particular issue. Half-time, end of first month, I'll get involved and see where we are. So, because the second half, we would like to see some kind of result coming out. So we hope that the issues that we tackle would be basically, we can put a framework, a time frame, which we can follow, and we can start seeing also results in that. Because in the second ImmiCo, these 3 entrepreneurs are going to come, and they're going to do the PPP session, pain, plan, and progress. So they're going to tell us what they have done, and of course, we will have a new cohort of entrepreneurs who will be doing that. Yeah. Target group, I had an interview with Korea, and let me just put one thing, and this theme came up, if we are creating a parallel society. No, we are not creating a parallel society. What we are trying to do is that we're making the migrants aware that there are resources. And if you look at our website, we encourage a local partner to be a co-founder with you, yeah? We are not excluding the Austrians, yeah? We want Austrians to be part of that. An example is Chris here, that's why he's sitting here. He's a total Viennese, I understand, yeah? He's a 200%. His family name, I will not even say, I will not even try to say, because it's such a Viennese name that he will not be recognized as a Viennese, yeah? And he's married to a Ukrainian, so this is what we are trying to do. We want to have inclusion, and we want to have help with people who are basically coming in. So we are looking at ethnic communities, we are looking at high potential migrants, we are looking at technical startups, yeah. We're looking at international communities, foreign students, yeah. We want everyone, we're not excluding.
Let's come together. Let's come together. Just as one, just as one.
The question right now is, what has worked in small structures seems not to work in big structures. So we are facing the problem of losing control in some of our business areas, more or less, lack of communication, and also inefficiency problems, which appear. Also a lack of control of all the products and everything. So what can we do? How can we manage to transform our structure without losing our company identity or DNA? So this is our question for today.
The main challenge is actually operating the company in 2 different markets, because we are very small and we are located in Austria, but all our marketing activity need to be done in China. So for this, we have to have funding for different marketing activities in China, also for the business visiting. So because 2 of us are all marketing specialized, so we understand how to reach the market, how to where to promote, how to communicate with the customer, but we are not financial specialists. So we need experts to help us to use the different ways to finance our company. For a startup, usually the way of finance is pretty limited. So we would like to know and understand all the suitable way to finance our marketing activity. So that's the main challenge, and we hope to get good feedback and communication between the experts here and with everyone here. Yeah.
We need plenty of people, plenty of micro-jobbers, as they are called, to do this kind of jobs. And in Austria, they are seen as neue Selbstständige. This term, neue Selbstständige, is somehow a threatening term to entrepreneurs, because it's not easy to find people who are aware of what a neue Selbstständige is, and So speaking generally, life changes. People are not working 9 to 5 anymore. They are having several jobs. And in our business model, we are addressing them. And this issue we have to tackle, how to make it possible to have a bright structure, a lot of people who can do this kind of delivery jobs at Waschbrote for us.
This entrepreneur's presentation was followed by a 15 minutes discussion with the consultants, experts in strategy, innovation, marketing, social media and financial management field.
Have you ever thought about corporations to take some Austrian partners into the Chinese market and to help them to go abroad and also to have a co-financing for going there? Yeah.
We didn't think about this before, but yeah, as you guys are expert, yeah, this input we can work on it.
Vesna said, Alexa said, dream the big dream, but for startups it's essential to bring the dream to the market. You did this and you increased, yeah? And you said how to transform from a small enterprise to a bigger one without losing the identity. So this means, have you ever identified the values and have you ever communicated the values of your corporate identity to the new partners? Because you know what it's important, what's the positioning of Charlie Fresh is, but it's essential if you grow, get new partners that you communicate the values. So maybe this could support
to business partners or
to
to
business
customers?
partners, usually to business partners, because as you mentioned, you have problems with fluctuation.
Of course.
Yeah. So that means how can you bond your partners to keep them and to identify with your idea? Yeah.
Fluctuation, I think, is a problem that you will always have in this kind of branch we're working at the moment. So we need to pay low wages. That's the problem. We have very high expenses in Austria for working power. That's another problem. We don't want to talk about it at the moment, but everybody knows that working power is really expensive. We want to create some kind of how can we say some kind of brand, special brand to stabilize a brand, to set a brand which everybody wants to work at.
Did you ever think about improving your business, collecting the dirty laundry and improving the salary system for your delivery boys? Give them some incentives.
The thing is that probably we're not promoting it the right way now, because we really have problems finding people doing that. It takes us a lot of effort to find people to set up some kind of account to provide us their availability times and stuff like that. Yeah.
Let's come together. Let's come together. Just as one, just as one.
My job is to create interest. And I think that is an incredibly valuable skill for entrepreneurs throughout the world. And I think it's a little bit different for entrepreneurs than it is for sort of traditional storytellers like myself. So all great stories are the same story. There's some person, that person has a problem, and they fail. And then they overcome that problem with a creative solution, and then they grow. And through their own personal growth, society is better. You can apply that model to almost every story, but it's the perfect story for entrepreneurs, because this is where we all start. We all start with some sort of dissatisfaction. We weren't born entrepreneurs. We went to the same schools as non-entrepreneurs. We attended the same classes. We met the same people. But somewhere along the line, we got frustrated, or we failed at something, and we decided that instead of just giving into that, we would overcome it. And so if you're going to tell a story as an entrepreneur, tell your own story. But there are a couple of tricks on how to do this, I think. Tell the story that matters. Start it in the middle, right? So always try to start in the middle of the action. That'll keep people interested, grabs their attention. Second thing, focus on your strength. And this is harder than most people think, right? Because not everybody knows the strength behind what they do. Don't pretend to be perfect, right? You excel at certain things, but everybody fails. Don't talk too much. Your job is not to answer everybody's questions. In fact, your job is to start people asking questions.
Let's come together. Let's come together. Just as one. Just as one.
I think what we have to do in the closing is to have a little bit of an outlook. What is the next step? So you will be working the next 2 months. We will have some bootstrappers breakfast, some Café ImmiCos in the next month. So we hope that you will join. I learned a lot today myself because I think the projects and the discussion we heard was just about the things every startup has today. And even myself, I did a startup. So I work in a public job, but I did a startup last year as well. So this is some kind of surprising maybe for some people as well. And what I experienced with the authorities, with the Firmenbuch, the Wirtschaftskammer, the Chamber of Commerce. So it's not always that easy because no, you are not always welcome, but they try their very best to support. But it's always good, and I think that's what we try and need to have, is some kind of a buddy system. So that the experiences somebody made maybe 1 or 2 years ago with that, they can give it to the next one. And that's what we try to do here. And what I also did in 2014, I spent 2 months in Silicon Valley and made a project there. And there I learned about this bootstrappers breakfast as well. And what you see there is people are very open. So people tell about their challenges, about their issues. In an open way, you would never have it in Austria like that, in a very socialized Austrian, I would say, like Viennese people. Maybe we learn from the others about how to do that, how to be that open that others can help you. Because the first thing you have to do before somebody can help you is face reality. And that's why we have to really be open. We call it also open innovation. There's also a political discussion now in Austria about open innovation. But if you don't change your culture about really telling the truth about your situation, I think open innovation is just half of it than it could be.
Let's come together. Let's come together. Just as one. Just as one.
Was gibt's denn heute Schönes?
Ich will am ersten alle bedanken und die Europäer und die Amerikaner für alles, was sie machen für unser Land. Dankeschön. Und ich habe überlegt, was soll ich machen für sie als wirklich syrische Damaskus Freitagfrühstück. Das ist Freitagfrühstück, weil das sehr schwer ein bisschen für den ganzen Tag. Das habe ich gedacht, Kichererbsen, Hummus, Falafel, voll mit Mess und das übrige arabische Brot.
Yeah, she works for Charlie Fresh, and she herself, I understand the brother just came in the recent wave, and the brother has helped. So like I said, all these things that we are catering are going to some good cause, and that's why she is here. Yeah.
So in one word, what you want to achieve and what you're expecting for the Café ImmiCo?
We're expecting the Café ImmiCo to be a great platform for the startups to interact each other, and for us to have an opportunity to talk with the experts. And more importantly is the network, because it's very important for the startup company to have good networking and it fit into the local ecosystem.
And the money they give you is enough?
Well, money is never enough for a startup, so we have a pretty sufficient amount of money to support the business, but also we are looking for more funding and different way of funding our different projects.
And you say you wanted to promote this Café ImmiCo?
I very much hope that we can help to keep it alive. It started well. The
switching off the mobile phones into flying mode showed that yes, this was a takeoff which was expected. It actually took off. And we are willing post to host it either here in the student dorms of Webster University, but also maybe the next time, or one of the next times at the Palais Wenkheim in the Praterstraße. So the initiative is very welcome, and we will do everything we can to support it.
Thank you very much. So what is the next ambitions for you?
I think the ambition is to bring all these startups together and to let them really work and go on the market. So today we had a kickoff about to learn what they do. And the next step is to really go on the market, to have the product on the market, to earn money and to reinvest, to find partners for them, to find teams for them. And I will be also on the consulting team to help them. I think it's good to have a buddy team. You can learn a lot from them. And bringing different cultures together is always an advantage.
Thank you very much.
I want to say dream big, yeah, like Alexa Wessner said, and keep focused. I think it's important to set the guideline and to set milestones and to develop a strategy, because at the moment there is a lot of chaos, different goals. I think it's important to define a main goal, set the milestones and follow the marketing strategy. The success is done by doing things, by doing the steps and not just having ideas.
What will be your role? What will you do for them, you personally?
I work out the marketing strategy and I set the milestones and to guide them to the first success, because success is the best motivation ever. If you have a success, then it encourages, the startups are encouraged to set further steps there and to follow the strategy. Success.
After this first Café ImmiCo breakfast, the entrepreneurs will do over the next 2 months self-organized follow-up sessions with their dedicated consultants. In the next Café ImmiCo, the entrepreneur will do a PPP session where they will talk about progress, pains and plan.
Let's move together. Let's move together. Just as